You know, one of my favorite forms of physical media to collect is VHSs. I love it. It takes me back to my childhood. Reminds me of when life was simpler. Today, I want to talk to you guys about specifically the Halloween movies on VHS. Hey, what's up everybody? Nick here, and today I want to talk to you guys about the Halloween movies on VHS. Now, you guys may know that I'm a big Halloween fan. I collect the series, and I have since I was a teenager. And of course, when it comes to physical media, what's in vogue nowadays is 4Ks, steelbooks, things like that. But being a collector myself, though not on the level of some others, I have always gravitated towards VHSs. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because these were prominent when I was a kid. It was how I watched a lot of my movies growing up. And I just feel like it takes me back to that time and place in my life. I also just feel like it looks like the film in its purest form. And maybe I'm completely wrong there, objectively. There's just something about that period of time. You know, there's something about VHSs. There's something about remembering being a kid and having that bookshelf on the wall. Or you had those built into the wall shelves like my grandparents did in their basement, where it would just be lined with VHS tapes. And you'd go down there and you'd look at all of them and you'd just pick one. There was just something about it. Sure, we have similar things these days with our 4Ks, our Blu-rays, our DVDs, whatever it is that you choose to watch, but it just doesn't hit the same. And I don't know, maybe this is just me becoming an old fogey. Every year in October, I do a Halloween collection update video where I show off every edition of every Halloween movie that I own. So you guys have probably seen a lot of these VHSs. There's a couple of new additions here that I'm actually excited to show you guys, and really I just want to take a trip down memory lane and reminisce about when times were simpler and we all watched VHSs. So first and foremost, I want to talk about the Halloween Trilogy box set from Good Times. Now, this was released in 1997. It was a Blockbuster exclusive, as you can see by the, nice little logo there. Now, I got this, I would say in 2010, 2009 on eBay for $2. Now, it's not insanely pricey these days, but you're not going to get it for $2 these days. So at the time, it was a steal. Now, you guys can probably notice that it's kind of worn. Yeah, of course it is. Whatever. It's freaking like 30 years old, but I don't really care. The coolest thing about this is that, of course, this was the era where you would have, like, totally unrelated art. Yeah, that's Michael Myers, but that's from Curse. That is from Halloween 6, and they have it on the front of this. Now, it makes sense. That was the most recent Halloween movie to come out, and while it didn't really make waves, that was probably people's closest idea of Michael Myers at the time when this VHS set came out. Now, this has Halloween, Halloween 2, and Halloween 3. And the coolest thing about this for me is just the artwork of some of these. So the first one is the Halloween Blockbuster Presents VHS, and I'm really happy with the condition that this one is in. I think it's in, honestly, great condition. I've never watched this, and I don't plan on it. I mean, maybe I will, but that's another thing. You know, watching VHSs these days, it's like you don't want the tape to get ruined in a VCR. So I don't know, I might, but this is in great condition. I've always been really, really happy about this. Next up is one that isn't in as good of condition, and that is the Good Times VHS for Halloween 2. It's got this scuff on the center here, and it had it when I bought it. But like I said, guys, this was $2. Am I really going to nitpick? Like, no, I'm not going to nitpick. And look at this artwork. Okay, this artwork is awesome. Look at that. Look at that. I've always been reminded of a UFO or aliens when I look at this artwork. And that is not at all what I should be thinking about when it comes to Halloween and Michael Myers. But I do, and I love it. And then, of course, Halloween 3 Season of the Witch Good Times VHS. And this one, just like Halloween, is in great condition. I don't know what it was with the Halloween 2 one. Like, maybe the person that owned this before me was like, oh, I hate Halloween 2. You had to add the brother-sister storyline. Screw you. I'm going to scratch you. I don't know. But, all things considered, I'm happy because 2 of the 3 are in great condition, and 2's not in terrible condition. But also understand, guys, I'm never going to sell these. Like, this is pure nostalgia for me. Like, this is just part of collecting. If you're a collector, you understand. If you're not, you don't, and you probably think we're weird anyway, so who cares? I don't need to explain. Now, next up is a German VHS for the original Halloween. And I have always really loved when they mix both artworks. Like, yeah, does it look busy and confusing? Yes, but I don't really care. It's cheesy, and I love it. But again, this was the perfect era because in this you also have Halloween the Curse of Michael Myers featured prominently on the back here. Because yes, that is exactly the Michael Myers that was in this movie. Now, I vividly remember these kind of VHSs when I was a kid because they came in these cases, you know, these snap cases, these plastic ones. They were tougher. You didn't have to worry about it really, you know, wearing and tearing. I liked that a lot. And as a collector, I especially like that because these things are durable. Though I still wouldn't recommend just like throwing it. Don't do that. Next up is the Halloween Extended Edition VHS. Now, this was put out by Anchor Bay in '01. And surprisingly, I've seen a lot of people's Halloween collection videos where they don't have this. And this was actually a little difficult for me to track down years ago. Now, by now, I'm sure you can find it on Amazon or eBay pretty easily, but it took me a little searching when I got this years and years ago. But it looks great. I love the condition this thing is in. I've always liked the extended edition. No, it's not superior to the original cut of the movie, but I really like the scene with Loomis at Smith's Grove. I actually think that adds a lot to this movie. Maybe that should have been in there in the first place. But the coolest thing about this is like the freaking blue hue. And look, it's images from the movie. From the movie here. Like, that's great. No Halloween 6 images are on this VHS. Now, next up is one that I got from an old boss of mine when I was a teenager. He was just like, oh, yeah, I have this. I've had it for years. Do you want it since you love the Halloween movies? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then as the years went on, I found out that this is actually quite rare these days. And that's the MCA Universal Halloween 2. And had no idea that it was as rare as it actually is. But it's pretty rare. Now, granted, this isn't in the best of shape, as you can tell. And again, I got this from somebody else. This wasn't one that I even had to purchase or track down. So I can't really complain too much. But I love this. You know, that's the iconic image that I think of when it comes to Halloween 2. And again, I didn't know it was such a rarity. So I don't know, if you guys have this MCA Universal Halloween 2 VHS, this is kind of a hot commodity, so hold on to that. Next up is one that I wanted for years and years, but didn't buy until a couple years ago. And that is the Halloween 10/31/78 limited edition double VHS set. Now, this was put out to coincide with the 20th anniversary of the movie in 1998, and it was limited to 40,000 copies, and I have 20,505, if you guys can see that. Fantastic. Now, here's the coolest thing about this. Did I need 2 VHS tapes? No, I didn't. I don't care, though, because look at this. They're orange. They're friggin' orange, okay? When I think of orange VHS tapes, I specifically think back to the Rugrats movies that I had on VHS when I was a kid. So, I don't know, that's kind of cool. Like, I dug that. Now, this also came with a keychain, but mine didn't because I bought it used, and I was pretty pissed off about it because I'm pretty sure the listing said that it was supposed to be in there. So I'll track down that keychain eventually. But this is really cool. And just like with the other one I showed, the German VHS tape, this is one of those thick plastic casings. So again, durable, and you don't really have to worry about the wear and tear to these things. And I love that. Now, in my years of collecting, I've also come to find that these next 2 VHS tapes are decently rare as well, but specifically rare to find ones in good condition. And I'm happy to say both of mine are in pretty good condition. And that's the Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, CBS Fox VHS. Now, this one's a little bit more worn, but I'd still say it's in fair condition. And I love that. I don't know. I remember these CBS Fox VHS tapes, okay? I remember that logo. I remember seeing that when I'd watch movies when I was a kid. Like, that is just such a freaking blast from the past. I don't know about you guys, but I prefer this version of the Halloween 4 cover where it's the larger and white mask. I don't really like the Divimax versions that came out in the late 2000s where there's this orange tint to the whole thing. Nah, give me that. I even love how it looks a little wonky, you know, like that's what I'm here for. That's what it's all about. And this next one, I am elated with the condition that it's in. And that's the CBS Fox Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Look, this thing is damn near perfect. The only thing on this that I can even notice is it looks like there was a sticker here at some point to keep the VHS from falling out, which I know they used to do that back in the day, but this thing is in incredible condition. I mean, I love this. And I love how 4's is like white and then this one is orange. I don't know. They look so good side by side. I feel like there's more detail with the 5 one. I felt like that always, no matter the release and the poster. Like, I think 5 just looks cooler. But man, this thing is great. And again, CBS Fox, you literally can't go wrong. If you're a child of the 90s or even the 80s and VHSs were a part of your life, you remember that damn logo. Next up is the Dimension home video release of Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. And I have always felt like this poster works so well for a VHS cover. It just covers the whole thing. Like, I feel like when they made that poster, they were envisioning the VHS. I swear to God, because it just looks perfect. But very similar to what you get on the DVDs and the Blu-rays over the years. It's very similar artwork throughout. But there are things about this time period that I love so much, and it's just little things like this. But when you look at the back of this thing, it literally says, visit Dimension Films on the internet. And I mean, you guys probably can't make that out, but it's down there. That kind of stuff is just so funny to me because, like, yeah, in the late 90s, early 2000s, the internet was this new advent. Like, it was this big deal. And, like, they're putting that on their cases like, visit us on the interwebs, children. Now, next up is the Dimension home video release of Halloween H2O on VHS. And just like Curse, I feel like that poster works really well for VHS tapes. I almost wonder if in that era, they really were thinking about that. Like, maybe they were, and I just don't know it, and I'm dumb, but it's freaking perfect. Jamie Lee Curtis, sexy, smart, and stunning. I love this version. I do. I love the way it looks. I love that this was near the tail end. We only had a couple years left of VHS tapes getting mass produced. And Halloween H2O was lucky to get the treatment because I think it looks pretty cool. And then we have the last Halloween movie to get the official VHS treatment, Halloween Resurrection. Which again, I have to admit, the poster works well for a VHS tape. Look, guys, it's the same as the DVD. If you own the DVD, all the artwork is the same. But this is kind of a moment in history with this one. VHS tapes would stop being produced in 2005. That was the end. And Rob Zombie's Halloween came out in 2007. Now, I'm sure you can find somebody that has created a Rob Zombie's Halloween VHS just for retro purposes. But as far as an official release, this is the last Halloween movie to get it. And I just don't feel like that's right. That doesn't sit right with me at all. That Halloween Resurrection was the last movie to get the retro treatment when this movie deserves so much worse than that. Now, this is a new one that I haven't shown you guys, and this was actually sent to me by a buddy of mine, Rudy. He sent me this a couple months ago, and I am actually really excited to show you all this because if you know me, you know I love this movie. You also know that I love the weird, obscure editions of this movie specifically. And it is the UK VHS for Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. Now, this is very similar to the UK DVD I have of Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers. But, look at that. You get Tina right there. I want you guys to see Tina. See Tina, okay? She's better than Rachel. Look, I love this. I love this so much. And again, it's got the case. Oh, yeah. Oh, it didn't snap. I'm so disappointed. I don't know. There's just something about how the UK did their Halloween 5 releases specifically, where they put the 5 in this different font and it's white. And then Halloween is in red. It says Michael Myers Lives. Like, I love that. I don't know. There's something so corny and unique about it. And it's everything to me. So yeah, like, what was the impetus for this video? I mean, I don't know. I'm a Halloween fan. I'm on this weird kick recently of like these retro releases and like looking up some of them and wanting to buy them and buying certain ones. And I was like, why don't I just do like a video where I show my Halloween VHSs? Wouldn't that be cool? I thought it was cool. But I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you own any of these VHS tapes for the Halloween movies? If you do, which ones do you have? If you don't, which ones do you want? Whatever it is, comment down below and let me know. Maybe tell me about some of your memories owning some of these things, or watching these VHS tapes as a kid. Whatever it is, I want to hear it, so sound off in the comments section. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please make sure to leave it a like, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. This is Nick at the Lost River Drive-In, and I'm pulling out.